How's it going? This is Nutrition for the Mind, and I wanted to share with you some thoughts that has been randomly conjuring up in my energy field. Okay, so I was just thinking, and this is just a random thought. Everything is going to be, excuse me real quick. Everything is going to be unedited. Something on my phone. Unedited until, like I said, I'm going to quit repeating it until my office is complete between March and April. But anyway, all right, so I was just thinking about this. And for some reason, I have been thinking about this term crabs in a bucket. And if you don't know ever heard that term, I'm going to try to give my best meaning to it, if that makes sense. Or give the best meaning to it. I feel that crabs in a bucket mean if you ever look in a bucket and you see one crab trying to climb out, you see the other crabs bringing the crabs down. So it's almost like when you trying to get out or do better, but you have that group, depending on people in general, trying to bring you back down to their level or to a lower vibration or where you were before. That's what crab in a bucket. And I should look it up on Chat GPT. You know what? Well, I'll look it up next time. Because I want to end the video. But so crab in the bucket, and when that term had popped up in my head, it was so many scenarios in my lifetime on this journey that it was just some crab in a bucket situations, examples. Okay, so I gonna focus on probably a couple. So for instance, I realized, and this all on my mother's side of the family, and man, when I say some crab in a bucket mentality, all right, so on my mom's side of the family, the tree is just all, when I say effed up from top to bottom, like it's just all effed up. Okay, I had an epiphany about how in my family they really are focused on this, what they really want, keep crabs in the bucket. They really look forward to, and constantly want people to be with somebody. They don't care who it is, just be with somebody. Have kids. Don't even matter if your mental state is fucked up. If you financially unhealthy, because yes, it's important to build a healthier relationship with money. Money is an energy. If your emotional intelligence is low. If you physically unhealthy. If you mentally unstable, unhealthy. If you spiritually unhealthy, or if you spiritually stunted, meaning like you stunt your growth. That's what spirituality is. Not to equate it with religion. I used to thought spirituality had something to do with religion. Two separate entities. So if you spiritually unhealthy, or if you stunt your growth, which is a spiritual thing, this family on my mom's side, they really don't even give a F about that. They care about who you with, who you sleeping with, your sexuality, your religion, your political affiliation, and have kids. And I'm like, and I apologize. I just got a message from my trainer, Julius. But why I be saying people's name on this live? I need to quit doing that. But anyway, I'm going to keep it real live with y'all. So anyway, for some reason, since I was little, I was always an individual, and I was always that unique individual. And I guess since they didn't understand me, they just labeled me with whatever. And I heard so many gossip and rumors. I'd be like, oh my goodness. Especially as a teenager and a kid, I just like the Little Debbie snacks. I think that's what they were called. Very unhealthy. But you know, you go through phases in life. I used to love Little Debbie snacks, playing video games, and after school, racing to play on a basketball goal, or like just being like carefree. But even in my teenage years, family and people, like students, they would gossip and make up shit about me because I wasn't. They wanted me to be a crab in a bucket. They wanted me to like practice and follow the exact same thing and do what they were familiar with, or programmed to do. My grandfather was much more concerned about my sexuality than my mental health. Even though I am not gay at all, the thing was I didn't want a girlfriend. Like, I was 12 or 13. Like, I wanted to hang out with my friends, and I wanted to eat snacks and play video games. Hell, that was my girlfriend. Little Debbie was my girlfriend, and girlfriend number 2 was PS2 at the time. PS3, whichever one. That is too funny. But for some reason, when people don't understand it, like, you don't got a girlfriend? Like, you need to, and believe you me, I did not need a girlfriend. I was too insecure. I was too emotionally unintelligent. I just realized people really don't give a f about that. As long as they just, if you fulfill their beliefs, that's what it is. Everybody has their own belief system. If it looks different, they go just slap a label on it, or they go conjure up something like rumors, gossip, and whatever. And I thought school was something else. Man, family was something else. And I'd be like, 99% of the time, let me stress, and I'm not getting this wrong, 99, it's almost 99.99999% of the time, nobody ever came and talked to me. Nobody even came and talked to me or asked or anything. It's like people just felt comfortable making up shit. And I'm like, just because I'm not following the same systems, the what I call crab in the bucket operated systems, this group really don't even respect individualism, if that's a word. People on their individual journey, they actually expect everybody to follow the same format. And guess what? I also witnessed and observed. Growing up, I have heard people so many times complain about their life, hated their life, wish they didn't have kids at a certain age, wish they wasn't with a person. Then after they share their story with me, they look directly at me and ask why I'm not following or practicing it. So you just share with me all the stressful, low vibrational, unhappy shit you go through, and you asking why I'm not doing it. That's when I would say, y'all can call me any fucking y'all want to. One thing I'm not gonna do is wife up a woman just because society say. Even though I do want a woman as a life partner, and I'm gonna make a separate video about that. I don't use the wife term no more because now I see that comes with a lot of expectations. Now, if the woman chooses to want to claim that role or naturally, but I believe in, like, I do want a life partnership with a woman, and I definitely want 2 kids. I don't want no more than 2. And hopefully my life partner doesn't want no more than 2. But anyway, and I almost got off track. But I'm like, Yeah, call me whatever you want, society, whatever. I'm just so grateful, and I'm gonna get to another point where I'm grateful that I didn't follow this format. I'm so grateful that I continue having my own mind, and I almost lost it a few times, and I thought about following their format, and the reason why I say following their format because that's what it was gonna be. I've seen people following other people's program format. And here's the kicker. This present day, I have cousins I grew up with following their parents' format and are depressed, dependent on drugs and alcohol and depression. Now, I'm a partier. I like to party, which I reduced from 99% to now it's like 5 to 10%. Even though my life is naturally like fun and like a party to me, like without the drinks and the events and stuff, I'd still like to, like, for example, probably 2 to 3 times out of the month, I definitely party because I'm a natural partier. I love good music, good drinks, good food, good vibes, good energy. That's just me. I just learned to reduce it from 99% to, I'll say 10%. All right. But I have cousins to this day that are so depressed and dependent on alcohol and drugs, are lost. You can see it. It's like almost like The Walking Dead, and I'm looking at the people over them like, do y'all even know what y'all doing? And yes, granted, when people reach a certain age, it's not parents or guardians. Really, they be caregivers and providers. That's another video I'm going to talk about. How society now are not even parents. These are caregivers and providers. But how okay, I was talking about how, these people and parents or caregivers, providers, how they want their kids to follow their program, but it's making them depressed. And these caregivers and providers or parents, they're not even parenting anymore. They letting TV, social media be the parents. And then the kids are not spiritually growing. They don't know how it is to like sit with their emotions or make it a safe space, or they don't even see how to respond in a healthy way when shit goes left. This is what I used to see. And I know this video all over the place, but just bear with me. This is what I saw growing up. And I used to have panic attacks because, not out of fear, it was because I can feel. Now I know they call it empaths, but I used to have it bad. Like when I can feel something about to happen, my heart would start beating. And I'd be like, oh, not again. And it wasn't from anxiety. It was literally, it was like, because it does it now, but it don't do it in a panic mode way. I feel like zings, like a zing. It's hard to explain. And I'd be like, oh, let me remove myself or seek cautions. But when I was young, I used to feel energy so strongly. And people thought I was weird about that. I was definitely unique. I'll say that. But yes, growing up, the way my family on my mom's side respond to situations, it was so immature and toxic and responsive and reactive. It was ridiculous. And it was highly acceptable. It was highly acceptable to act a fool, to just waste your time, space, and energy, especially on strangers, quickly, responsibly, like in defense mode. And yet, they'll look at me and ask why I don't have their side, why I'm not taking up, why I'm not, like, down to, like, abuse or attack somebody. Oh, they did it to me first. And I'm like, I'll be like, really looking back, why the hell y'all looking at me? Like, let me live my journey. Y'all, I used to feel like on my mom's side of the family, they was more of a family, and now I feel like this was meant to, I'm being honest with y'all, my mom's side of the family was meant for me to do research. It was meant for research. Because now looking back, I'm looking at from the grandfather. He's not even a grandfather to me. My who I called Papa Willie growing up, who my grandmother was married to, and I love him with all my heart. He was so nice, so kind. He was a grandfather to me. My mom's biological father was not a grandfather to me. And I had that epiphany. I was like, why am I calling him Grandpa Philip? He gave me material stuff like my first car in high school. And that's another thing in my family. Very materialistic. They feel like if you have money, the cars, the clothes, the this and that, and then you good. That solves everything. And I'm looking around and people are just strictly unhappy. Like, when I say strictly unhappy, they are so unhappy they're just using drugs and alcohol to cover it up. And I'm like, and then they go out and tell people lies. I literally had a cousin tell a dude, oh, I'm a nurse and I'm Puerto Rican, I'm this and that. But then I'm like, you didn't even get a high school degree. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then they switch code their voices, just to give an illusion. And I remember a few of my relatives was like, please lie to me. Please give me an illusion. And keep in mind, this is not judging in a condescending way. This is sharing judgments, judging in an observational way. Because it's a difference. I know I'm not better than nobody. Everybody are free to use their time, space, and energy at free will. Like, God gave me this opportunity to use my time, space, and energy and free will. Everybody has that opportunity. And we all connected to the higher source. I'm just sharing what I observed and had an epiphany like this is their world. I was just born into it. This is their world and that money is abundant. So when it comes to my mom's side of the family, I will always give them money, shoes, clothes, housing, whatever they want. At the same time, my time, space, and energy, I have realized and concluded it is highly expensive, it's priceless, and it's my wealthiest asset. So, somebody was walking by. So, I realized since my morals and beliefs, and once again, I probably went off somewhere else when I lose train of thought, but just bear with me. Hey, we here to learn and grow with each other. So just keeping it real, uncut. All right. So I realize, and I know for a fact now, I have to create my own family, my own legacy, because that world, for me, it doesn't align with my beliefs. It doesn't align with my morals. It doesn't align. For goodness sake, this is another thing. They actually were teaching boys how not to, men and boys, how not to have emotions. I'm like, what the fuck? At 10, I was told, you are a punk by crying. And I remember ever since from 10 to like 20 something, I didn't even cry. And I had to learn, like, why would an adult tell another person that? And I'm looking at this another statement, birds of a feather flock together. I'm fleeing the fuck away. I'm fleeing, because I'm looking at the flock and it's certain individuals I love dearly. At the same token, listen to the statement, birds of a feather flocks together. This is their world. That was their world. This was their world. And I'm stressing my mom's side of the family because that's all I known. What my mom did, because she didn't like she said my dad was like gentle, I guess feminine, proper. He didn't he wanted me not in that side of the family. So what she did was purpose to make sure that he could not ever have access to me. And she always told me that. So I only was able to observe and live on her side of the family when I said, man. You ever saw the movie Get Out? Yeah. Getting the fuck out is what I'm doing. It's already started. Now keep in mind that family reunions, I will attend. Birthdays and stuff, I'll send gifts. That's the most I'll do. If they ever need money or something, that's what I would do. My time, space, and energy is the wealthiest, and I'm fleeing from that flock. I'm fleeing, and I'm going to create my own legacy. And now I'm grateful that I was the one that was able, what I call research. I was able to do research for 3 decades. Now I can use this research and actually build and create something better, something of a legacy. And I know now how important it is, especially for kids, because that's the most powerful stages where you can learn. And you can always, like told me this, you can always unlearn and relearn no matter what age you are. But it's nothing like at that tender age where your brain is new to the world and it's soaking up so much. And I feel like it's very, very imperative to create a safe space for your kids. Not to be perfect, because yes, it's okay. Let me give an example. No, I'm going to make that another video. That's what I do, because it's already past 20 minutes and I got to go somewhere. But I just be thinking about the kids, man. And when I look at how kids would like bully me in high school, thank God they didn't put their hands on, but they'll like knock my books all over, or they'll skip me in the lunch line. Then years later, I have some like 3 to 4 people come to me, oh, I apologize for how I treated you. And I don't know why I responded this way. I'll say, thank you. We'll never be friends, but thank you. And I was like, why would I tell, especially in high school, why I had to add, we would never be friends? I was kind of bold. But yeah, and I go share some high school stories. Man, do I got some high school stories. Especially about, I go expound on that. I go definitely expound on that. And of course I named this channel Nutrition for the Mind, because I want people to realize if you can learn or gain anything from what I just shared with you, please know, be aware of being crabs in the bucket. People want to keep you in their same programming. You have the right and choice. You don't owe them nothing. You have the right and choice to remove yourself from certain groups, out of certain worlds that is not spiritually growing or feeding your spirit, that's financially, mentally, emotionally, physically unhealthy or abusive. You have the power to remove yourself out of worlds. Do not let people words overpower your judgment or make you their words become your identity. That used to be an issue of mine too. I used to question everything of me because people were quick to say some of the nastiest things to me because something in them I was very gentle. I was very gentle and just on my own path. And yeah, you got people on their other journeys. If your path, the journey not looking like theirs, they go question it. They go make up shit. I had people always make up shit, and then they will also try to mess with your mental state by verbally spewing out hateful, low vibrational stuff. And then I've seen this happen so many times, especially in the men community. They end up taking breaking themselves down, self-sabotaging with alcohol, feeling depressed, low, insecure, because, and it's sad, it don't only be just the outside, it be your own family. And I'm looking like, and if you can learn another thing, birds of a feather do flock together. That's true, including your family. If majority of the family or your surroundings, your friends, family, whoever you hang around, if it's low vibrational, if it's unhealthy, if it's abusive or mean, it's gonna sting. You need to cut them off. You can visit every blue moon, but you need to cut them out, know who you are, and start building a better surrounding, a better flock. So be aware of crabs in the bucket, and birds of a feather do flock together. And I'm in the process right at this moment fleeing the fuck away. And I'm gonna like build a new flock, find a new flock, and everything will be okay. And if there's an emergency, of course, I will always be there. Money, wealth in abundance, it's just everywhere. That's another realization I had like a few months back. Life, I don't know if I was in a dream or extra. It was something where I had like, for a matter of fact, it just let me know, oh, wealth and abundance is everywhere. That's not the issue. It's the issue of now I need to build a better relationship with money. But anyway, I hope y'all gained something for this. I know I keep saying that. And of course, it's uncut, candid. Please subscribe, and we're going to have more content, more storytelling, more just for our, because this is therapeutic as well. And my goal is to build a virtual community where we have open spaces. And I want this to be the space where we can have open dialogues. We can share our stories. We can learn something, gain something. And please, anytime y'all disagree, y'all let me know, hey, I disagree. This is a safe space to do that. You have that right to disagree. You can share your disagreement. Yeah, like, my goal is to build a safe virtual community. And on that note, originate, create, authenticate, do not memorize or plagiarize, just naturalize the situation. Thank you.